Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for ReZero Season 3, Episode 2, after finishing the enormous beginning episode of the thing, and all I can say is, God, it's good to be back. We've had quite a long arc with not enough main character death in it, and we've got ourselves some main character death again, and I can't be more pleased. Subaru's head exploded, and alongside him, so did the most important character, Rachin's, who, because of a subs change, will unfortunately no longer be known as Jesse of the Jesse, James, and Meowth trio, but instead is going to be known, I think, as Dumber, because we are switching over to the FLE subs after many recommendations, given some flubs in the previous subs that I would use, and that's totally fine. Some people ironed out what was going on and what we should be using, and so we're set as far as that goes for the future, and that should be good to go. We find ourselves at the beginning of the season in a new place with new allies and a lot of old friends, some old guys who are new mysteries, some interesting interpersonal stories to unpack, all in a fascinating, beautiful, canal-driven Venetian sort of city that we've all been enticed to by one Anastasia Hoshin, partly for political and business reasons, and mostly to continue on with the succession war of sorts, and figure out who is going to be in charge of fucking everything, it seems. Of course, the bad guys show up too. And we've got two that we're on the lookout for. Regulus Corneus is in town and following Amelia around creepily a little bit, or at least bumping into her and saying kind things, but in a weird way, you know? And Sirius Romane Conti just got up on top of a tower, enticed a bunch of people with a speech about connection and breaking down the barriers that keep us from loving one another, and then dropped a little boy off the top of the tower to thunderous applause, and then the thunderous sound of heads exploding. At which point, of course, we reset, for the first time in what feels like forever, back to a moment when we were talking to a central and fascinating and as yet entirely mysterious character, the songstress, a tiny child girl who sings songs and also broadcasts stuff over the citywide PA system because, like, everybody loves her and she's the pop star of this world. Okay. And now we're here again. We gotta figure out what the fuck that was, how to stop it from happening, why they're here, what they're doing, what they want from us, and how to stop that, while navigating the new political world of being a knight and trying to figure out how to get Amelia this position that she seems to be it seems important to her to go and get, while we deal with the family struggle of Reinhard and his sort of drunk, kind of deadbeat dad, and then the gap that's appeared between Reinhard and his really fascinating grandfather, who's also had his spates of not being a great guy, and how we can move forward through that and get these characters to see eye to eye. Meanwhile, we've got Joshua and Euculius, both of whom are really interesting, and who we've got interesting kind of contentious relations between Subaru and these powerful knight characters, or one character and his brother. I'm so fascinated by all of the elements that we're throwing into the pot here for Season 3 of ReZero, and I have no idea where it's going to go yet. That's the part that really has me curious. Because I don't see how this fits into our overall narrative, except for the succession, yet. And I don't understand what the bad guys are doing here, yet. So I'm waiting for the antagonists to kind of create some of that action. There's plenty that I would be happy to go and do knight stuff, and have Subaru become knightly enough, and all these things, and learn great lessons from Reinhard, and learn great lessons from Joshua, and become a better person and all that stuff. And that sounds great. Get the gems so that we can get Puck back or something like that. That sounds great. Learn to do magic better with Betty and become more capable in that sense. That sounds awesome. But what about the world-changing stakes and shit? Well, we just found out. We just got introduced to the fact that there's a fucking problem in this town and everything is not hunky-dory, and now's the time that we gotta start investigating and, just like Subaru, figuring out what the hell is actually going on and why this crazy lady wrapped in bandages just dropped a little baby boy off of a roof, everybody clapped and cheered, and then their heads exploded. Because that's where we're at right now. I drew a thing today. It's a tower with a smear and canals. It's also kind of a spider web. Because that's the vibe that I get. Is that there's like a web of some kind throughout the city, and we just haven't stepped into it until this last moment. And then we're immediately dead and don't know what the hell is happening. It's also very reminiscent of like when Elsa killed us and how we used that to ramp tension and set stakes. It's like suddenly murder, no idea why. You've got to solve your own murder mystery. Where do we go from here? Who do we trust? Where do we go? What questions do we ask? Where do we find answers? And can we stop this again so we don't have to experience it again? And that's like a lot of what's initially compelling about the very first moments of the show. It's part of the initial sell of the thing. So it's kind of really nice, I think, to be back there and to be back in a place where everything is kind of established and things are moving as normal, and then our main character has some fucking crazy, supernatural, insane, superhero problem-solving, murder mystery detective vibe stuff. He has to save the world and be a good boyfriend and learn what it is to become a knight and ensure that Amelia like survives the succession process at least, if not wins, and that somebody evil doesn't win. That's cool. It's a whole lot of cool stuff, and I'm excited to see where we go. So I'm going to stop blathering, and we're going to go ahead and watch Season 3, Episode 2 of ReZero. I've got the FLE version with the title of Episode 2, A Showdown of Fire and Ice. Sounds like casters, but I don't know. Fuck. Pumped. Hype. There'll be two versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. The timer-based version will have a beep timer for your counting down purposes, and you can get early access for your early watching purposes, linked in the description on the Patreon. Check it out, and let's beep timer into Episode 2. But he has to hold it together. Does Betty feel that now that they're bonded at all? Oh, yeah! Whoa. So it's right before. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's got no inkling. Oh, I don't know. When your death is already on the line, reckless is just what you... Oh, he's so cute. Very sweet. But you gotta lie, and you gotta move. You got an OP. I wonder how many times we'll actually get to see it. Gotta pay attention now. Wow, the city really does look a lot like... Okay. Solid. Whoa, there's way too much. Holy fuck. Okay, we did hear it. This is awesome looking. This is awesome looking. This is the most like classically anime OP styled OP that ReZero has had, I think. So we're going to get Amelia back from him. Cool. We have to go and watch that again. Like, what the fuck? Ah! Hello, baby boy. He's tying himself up? I bet he's already war bombed. His eyes already went. How did that happen? Oh, she's here. That's how. Thank you for your sacrifice. Ah, fuck. Oh, his fingers. Ah, fuck. Okay, let's try again. They're bonded? Uh ah. Oh. Fear alone is the truth of the world. Loop, 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 loop. This is like built to break him. Yeah. But he can't. Are we gonna do anxiety? Reinhard. Oh, Reinhard. Yeah, mira, renda. You can't say. How do you impart to somebody that this is really fucking important? Take this fucker seriously, man. Awesome. Yeah, bring Reinhard. Fuck. got it to start earlier. But maybe he'll arrive. But maybe he'll get trapped in it. Fuck, he's already in. Just like that? Yeah, he's in. Fuck. I wonder if he's coming, though. I love her mannerisms. It's like, bye, bye, bye. Oh, he's here. He's here. Let's fucking go. Obscenely powerful. If his eyes go red, I'm dead. Oh, fuck. God, he's so powerful. Hey, wait. Yeah, everybody's eyes are glowing red. She knows who he is. Yeah. She's gonna be happy, or is she gonna run away or something? I think he's fine. No, no talking. Oh my god. Okay, she's really happy. However, like, this isn't gonna work, right? They're still all... He still hasn't drawn a sword. Arigato gomenne. Hmm. Mm-hmm. They're all gonna die if he chops that head. Right? His eyes are gonna go red. Fuck! With just his hand? They're all gonna die. But that means Subaru resets. Okay. Hey, buddy. Alright. Hey. Okay, we gotta call Reinhardt and tell him to go non-lethal. Blah. Oh yeah, weird wink. No. Bye. I got places to go, shit to fucking die. Fuck. She knows enough to read him like that. So does Amelia, though. Yeah. Yes, there is, baby. That's trust. Yeah. But also she can do it to the child. He'll go for the kill. Aw. What? Oh, whoa. Okay, I didn't know that. Yay! Oh, okay, like a barrier. Shamrock is great. Shamrock is powerful. It's very silly. But I love how, like, how much stock he puts in what he's got. So it's already over by now, right? We've been talking forever. Hi, Amelia. That's such a best girl move. That's such a best girl move. Yeah. Bad best girl. Wow, fuck. Advice from Priscilla. It's a danger thing, though. That's very powerful. That's a fucking partnership right there. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what it is, but she knows he's carrying quite a weight. Oh, yeah. Holy shit, Amelia. Not a chance. Magic in the city is frowned upon. Oh shit. They're already reddened. Okay. Oh, fuck. God damn it, Betty. This is a new mode. Who would take him from O? The other Romana Conti? Oh boy. Husband? Yeah. Well, Amelia definitely changes things. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Betelgeuse? Who are you talking about? I'd rather you didn't cook my intestines through my ass. Fuck yeah, Sword Amelia. Oh my god. Okay, Amelia has turned amazing. Oh boy. Indiana Jones. Alright, save the boy. Gotta find Tina and save Tina too. But we also gotta make sure Amelia is safe. She's holding her own, like, solidly. All about seduction. She's obsessed with her appearance. Anger belongs to me. Oh, fuck. Fuck. It's two different colors. Red and purple? Arigato gomenne indeed. Oh, he's here. Ah, shit, this is how we take her? Now we're gonna have to get her back. Wow. I don't think they mean it this literally. Hi, buddy. Bye, buddy. Oh, that's a lot of wives, dude. You don't need that many. Um... So I asked for a plot progression, and here we have it. This is really cool looking CG. This is a completely different vibe. Whoa. Dark bleeding flowers. And the dragon. I really like her as a bad guy. This sequence is beautiful. Okay, we're gonna have 2 more. That was gluttony? Oh, everyone's hands lifting you up. That's really cool. Now it's the same scene, but it's lit. Okay, so the next episode will be titled Gorgeous Tiger, which I fucking love because that means we're going to be dealing with our other superhero of superheroes, and that's fucking fantastic. We've got to go look at an OP for a while, and that's on the list. It's on the docket. We got to talk about some of the conversational moments because they're cool. But mostly we just got to bask in the holy fuck. Cuz we are nice and deep in the holy fuck, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Reinhard can take her down, but winning doesn't win, right? And beyond that, we find out something interesting about Reinhard that I don't know how to process. That he bends the manor around him like it just wants to bend to his will. The fuck is up with him? His fucking chosen one bullshit is crazy. We've got to talk about this action sequence that's genuinely there. Like, there have been a couple of really seriously solid action sequences in ReZero. For the most part, they just hit the mark. Even when they're the big climactic ones, they kind of just hit the mark. This gives me real hope, especially because it's not in the episode 1. Because front-loading like that happens all the time, and I'm used to it, I like it, I'll enjoy what's there, but then it's like, alright, I don't necessarily expect that we're going to see a lot more like this. But putting this here in the episode 2, it's a statement. It's like, no, we're gonna do a little more action. It happens for our character too. It's like, no, Amelia's coming into her own. She's able to fight for real. Like, Knight and stuff, whatever. She's no longer just a magic caster. She's really able to stand on her own. I think that's fucking awesome. But then the show is doing the same thing. It's demonstrating visually that capacity in her by making her look and feel really capable. I think it's really cool. We'll have to talk about that. And then we got to talk about this overall sort of vibe, you know, that it does feel familiar. It feels like we're right back in the mansion with Elsa stalking us. It's like there's this monster, this threat. We don't know the whole of it, and everything that we try is a desperate gamble, and we're making, everything is up in the air, and if something goes really wrong and then locks in, then we're fucked, and something did just go really wrong. We lost Amelia, really. And so we're fucked. And it happens poignantly in a moment of deep trust, and respecting her capacity and all of these things, and yet it leads to a loss. And she says those lines like, even if I do, I trust that you'll come and get me. Well, there we go. We'd better be ready to come and get her. I think this is among my favorite episodes of the whole series. It's got action, it's got intrigue, it's got horror. True, genuine, to the balls to the wall body horror. It's got cool moments between characters, too. Like some of that trust and faith and reassurance that's been earned. And now has to be reaffirmed. This is Neato Burrito. Let's watch through the OP. I would say really quick, but it might not be. We will try to go a little bit quickly, though. Okay. love our city, love our walking. I really like this flow of all of our characters sort of marching in a direction. The cool thing about this OP to me is that it's modern feeling, and yet it captures something very 2005. With the cuts to solid color, like single chroma character faces and stuff, and then cuts back, cuts on the beat of the song. It's modern, it's cool, and it's very like 2005. Here are all our characters and stuff. They're sort of inviting you into this world, characters walking in all these locations, sitting around looking at stuff, and then it's all sort of waking up to something, and then we dive into like, ooh, here are the bad guys, and then big sweeping like kind of action sequences that kind of cement everything, you know? So what are these reflections that we get? I wonder if there's anything we can really learn from here. I'm seeing shattered blades and things, but and then we get the crack in it. This is Amelia's pendantal, right? Who's that? She's pretty. I don't know. But these might also be like, these might be previous moments. That might be Elsa. These might be previous moments, and they're all like setting our foundation, and then we're shattering it. And we get lyrics too that are really great, and we'll have to go through them again. I really liked it the first time that we heard it, and now I like it again. Nobody knows why, but I struggle and fight, clinging to this tiniest bit of hope. Holding on to these things that are in the past, but there's so much that we click through, you know? Bam, bam, bam. Those are the two kids, and then destruction and death. And we start doing this like post-apocalypse moment. Bam, boom, where things have been destroyed completely. Where this fountain is destroyed and is raining blood. Where, like, this is the world that they're trying to create. Then we've got an apple, almost a child and apple, the gems. I don't know who that girl is. I don't know what this is. Definitely know who this is. And she becomes her own ticking pendulum of the clock. We get monster, and then dragon, and it's the girl with the two thingies that seem to become like dogs or something. Regulus Corneus with his 78 wives, soon to be more. Greed for more. It's one of the first times that the name has really made sense. It's like, oh, I'm greed and I want a bunch of stuff. Oh, that makes sense. That tracks. Or greed and I want a bunch of love, right? I'm not sure how Wrath tracks. We've seen her exhibit some real rage. And she speaks this litany, this refrain that is about connection and peace and stuff. So I don't know how that works exactly. We stand our squad. She's really cool. And then we begin that action sequence, right? Like we're punching dragons and everybody's fighting, and it's cool. There are some moments in it where we drop into this really beautiful, backlit, shiny sort of mode, and I think they're really awesome. I hope we get to see some of that in sequence. And this also speaks to this promise of like, no, we're going to have a lot of action in the city. We're going to have a lot of fights. There's a lot to battle here. And Amelia is going to take significant part in it, or at least at the beginning. But at core, this is me and Betty bursting upward and forward with newly found magical powers, chasing down Regulus Corneus because he has his hands on the girl. Bam. It might be stretched, it might be frayed, but we'll reassemble this light right now. Wow, like we get when we die and we warp through. We reawaken. And it's like, it's as though he has reawakened this moment and then becomes ready. Right? A realization into a plan. Okay. A lot of the pieces are kind of like, that's just a jumble that's meant to mean a lot of stuff and doesn't necessarily have a particular meaning. Maybe some pieces of it will begin to make more sense as we go. Overall, I think the OP is my favorite of the ReZero OPs. There's one it's got a kid in it and all that stuff, and I'm not sure actually if it's an ED or an OP. That one's also really fucking sick. But this stands out to me. I really like the song, which helps. I really like this sort of like, it's awesome and then it's broken post-apocalypse sequence. And I really like the intro with the like walking, bam, bam, walking, bam, bam. I think it's cute. I think the whole thing lands. It slaps. Horror and horror, proof of kindness from fear. People can, and there's the litany. People can understand each other. People can be as one. One is not kind for one's own sake. Kindness shines because it is meant for others. It seems like that's what she really seems to believe. But then gets absolutely outraged when others don't do that. Can't see herself not doing it. But we get a bit of an explanation. You will now feel his fear along with him. And we feel the physical sensations as well. And the fear will be felt again through you. And at this point, the mind starts to tell us interesting things. And that further fear you feel will be again amplified. And we're getting like a feedback loop from an amplifier and a guitar. Darkness still scares me so much. The whole world is made of fear. Fear alone is the truth of this world and is needed in order to know the value of life. And it becomes this like logical, my fear can't be reasoned with. I can't rationalize it, but I need it. It's there and it has to be. You must accept it all again. Trembling is nothing to be ashamed of. This is normal. But the reaction will be meaningless. It's only a process. But what, can't I fight this? No. It circles until all we get is I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. And then that's it. It's over. You die. Of pain and fear. Our own minds can do that to us. We don't need someone else to resonate with, as horrifying as this is. We're perfectly capable of dropping into an anxiety fear loop like this on our own. But this is a cool depiction of it, I think. I think maybe people with severe anxiety might relate to this. It's similar to some of the descriptions that I've heard. And the way that those words pour forward and then get lost, they become this like rational sense. Because fear is kind of a rational thing at its core. Fear is a protective instinct. It's you fear things so that you move away from them, so that they don't hurt you. Makes perfect sense. And you need that fear, right? I need fear. It's rational. That's a good way to reinforce it. But it's also paralyzing and destructive. And here it's used to paralyze and destroy. It's really interesting. Gosh, her wink is weird. Clonk and bonk, let's get Reinhard. I want to talk about this for a sec. We've got these moments like this one, and this is something that we've seen a bunch of times, and I think I just want to say that that's part of the power of an ongoing series, of a longer series, right? We've had enough time to establish all these elements that we can just sort of point at them really quickly and be like, you remember this? Okay, we don't have to explain to you why all this shit is happening. Subaru just needs to grip his chest, and we'll show a little thing and be like, all right. He can't tell him. Why? Because it's going to kill him and make him feel real bad, and then Amelia's going to die, and it's going to be horrifying. Okay, so he can't tell him. But we can signal Reinhard, and everything goes fucking great. Look, he's here. He's able to wipe the fucking mental bullshit out of Subaru's mind. He's able to hop on up and start fighting, and he kicks her ass without his sword drawn. Absolutely brutalizes her. Because he's a badass. And then they chant, because it's what is wanted. Reminds me a little bit of something that we're circling around in a different show in Vinland Saga, is this idea of like, you can't reach peace through violence. Is that you can't destroy her by killing her, because it just causes what she wants. It causes the chaos and the death anyway. It's interesting. Becoming one like this, is that not what love is? I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, honestly. I must stop him. And then his eyes go, and we're gone again. We have to try again. So, we tell Betty we trust in her. We tell her what we can. We find out some interesting shit. Reinhard won't work. I would have no power if I was on the battlefield with Reinhard. Fascinating to know. Shamrock will work, but it won't because we don't actually understand her technique well enough, which is kind of what ends up putting us in the situation, is like we think that that's going to work, and because it won't, we get kind of fucked. And Amelia's insight and ability to read Subaru leads her to do something really noble and cool. The fact that it leads in a bad direction, we can put aside. Because the action itself is like, my partner is really nervous about something. And they don't feel like they can tell me about it, but I want them to know that they can. And that if I can help, I want to. So I'm going to go confront them about it and just say, hey, I think you're acting strange about this. A friend of mine said, if I don't do something about this now, I'm going to regret it. Shocking to count Priscilla as something of a friend, but she has had some insights. But listen, I heard that the witch cult is going to show up, but they're my business too. He gets upset, and her responses might be one of my favorite lines in the episode, and something that I think all of us should take to heart. I only feel bad when scolded if I've done something wrong. Whoa. This has some layers to it, I think. Somebody can scold you for something that you don't think is wrong, and you shouldn't feel bad for it. The act of being scolded does not mean that you deserve it. Correct. Flip side, when you have done something wrong, and you get scolded for it, you should feel bad. Okay. What about when you have done something wrong and you don't get scolded for it? That's where people's brains get really interesting. We get really fucking weird. We'll act guilty sometimes. I know I'm just extrapolating from the sentence, but we'll act guilty in that situation. And we'll feel like people are scolding us when they aren't. And we'll go out and we'll seek ways to be scolded. Seek retribution. Because the world hasn't given us our justice. Super interesting. The way to live is to not feel bad when you haven't done something wrong, and to feel bad when you have. And the scolded part is kind of secondary. So I really like this from Amelia. Because she says, like, I'm not going to feel the way that someone else tells me I'm supposed to feel in this situation. I'm going to feel how I actually feel. I'm going to stand by that. And that's something I think we can all look up to. I know you're trying to keep me safe, but when you fight, I fight. You want to protect me, I want to protect you. And while she can't understand why, because he can't tell her, she can see that there's something weighing on him. So Betty agrees. If I get caught, I have faith that you'll rescue me. I didn't say anything when it happened, but I was like, man, that feels like a setup. Fuck. Shit. Oh, hey. Yeah, we're just gonna have a fight. And she is completely different. She gets one whiff of Amelia's perfume and is like, you harlot! You lemon-stealing whore! You husband thief! You monster! How far will you take it? Yeah. So, her husband, taken from her by Amelia. What did I do, though? Something. She hates you for your appearance. She hates you for being so seductive. And she projects all these things onto you. Interesting that she's all bandaged up at the same time and likely kind of horrifying, right? I wonder how much that plays into it. We gotta look at some action sequences because they're the most coherent that they've been in ReZero. Our visual design with the sparkles and the light bring, bring, is beautiful. Our like camera woof woof woof. It happens 3 times in this sequence. Shoop, 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 and then pow through forward and center. It's really good, like really quite solid. I'm not always a fan of this sort of smoke effect thing that we use for magic things in anime sometimes, but here it looks okay and it's very distinct from what Amelia's putting out. And our overall flow is it's got a good rhythm to it. I like it. I like the feel of this whole fight sequence, and it captures something that I really like, which is the argument back and forth. It makes Amelia feel competent against a threat that's genuine. And then we get here as maybe the tables would have flipped in a different fight, and Amelia grabs this other piece out of the air and goes 2 blades and shows even greater competence, right? Goes to push the offensive even harder. And it's right after this that Subaru goes, whoa, she's pushing her back. And we get that like kind of confirmed to us. The sequence after this, we take kind of an angle that's downward, like looking, kind of looking up Amelia's skirt, honestly, as she's pressing forward. Is a Symphogear angle. It's a classic animation angle, obviously, right? But like, it's a classic Symphogear angle. It gets used a bunch in big action sequences in Symphogear. Why? Because the action sequences in Symphogear are meant to make our characters look strong and cool and powerful. And so when you're striving forward away from camera toward a threat, that looks cool and powerful. Here, she swipes across screen, so we get a good look at her face. We get to see how she looks, and she's moving forward, right? Whoosh, we get the eye to eye, so we emotionally resonate with Amelia, and then we're here, push, 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 rushing forward, cutting stuff back, pushing the enemy away, away, away. And this is strength and competence. And then we flip to the other side and we see back foot, back foot, back foot, leaning back, flying away, losing. The skirt is magical. How does it always stay down? Doesn't matter. I like our jump to use of speedline backgrounds, I'll also say. I'm a big fan of speedline backgrounds for cool accent moments like this in a fight sequence. This is exactly the kind of stuff that you'd get in like a transformation. Amelia here is transforming her swords, so it like clicks, it logics into my brain. It's like, yeah, she's leveling up a little bit, Bulbasaur evolving, whatever, and ready to do the next set of the battle. Boom, boom. And it really is a lot like a henshin or a transformation sequence, because she strikes a pose, ready to go. Whirls and light effects, on fucking point. Speedlines again. You filth! It's well choreographed, it's cool, and then we can turn our attention away. So we set this up, we know that Amelia is competent, we can trust her to hold her own, believe that she's going to succeed, and do well here in the battle. And then wrath. How repulsive, so determined to take him from me. All of these things were praised. That makes me the same as the most amazing in the world is strange phrasing. Is that evoking something that we've heard before? If it is, I'm not exactly remembering it. Would someone let me know why that line is that way? And then we get, anger belongs to me. You're not allowed to feel that. That's mine. He gave it to me and you want to take it away. So having baited her in for a final strike, we bring up the girl, blast her away, move to kill her, and she is saved at the end, rescued by her shining, beautiful, white-haired lover. For he loves her, don't you understand? He's the woman she's the woman he's going to marry. The next woman he's gonna marry after 70 fucking 8. Sure, bro. Some of the best action that we've had in the show. Full stop. Some of the coolest, like, horror stuff. Maybe the cave with Rem and stuff. Maybe is cool. I don't know. Some of the coolest shit. We're back in death and life mode. The girl is stolen. Yeah. This is where we want to be. You've got what matters to you, and now it's taken away. Now we've got some direction. Now we've got some, where do we go from here? Now we've got some reason to get up in the morning and, like, the fuck am I gonna do about all these problems in the world? Starting with this one. Exciting. I hope you'll join me next time as we meet Tiger Supreme, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Stripes, Gorgeous Tiger. As we meet Gorgeous Tiger and find out what Garf is getting up to out here in the wide world, and see what we can do about getting Amelia back. Thanks so much for joining me for this episode. I'll see you next week for more. You can catch that next one a little bit early on the Patreon, which is linked in the description down there, or check it out if you just want to support what I do here on the channel. And I'll say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Peace.